Hello, I'm Jashikins, and it's been a little while since I've posted to this channel, and I am back with a review of The Host, my most hated book of all time. Yeah, I lost the cover. It's a shit. And why am I talking about this book yet again? Patreon. Not fucking, subjecting myself to all of this just for shits and giggles. This is, yeah. So, why did I make it a thing for, my Patreons to reach the milestone and then I'd review it? Why would I give that option of subjecting myself to this yet again? Well, this piece of shit is why I got into blogging in the first place. Way back when I'd never read it before, I had finished reading the Twilight books, which I sort of enjoyed, not because they were some masterpieces of art, but because they were fucking fun to read. It's like, holy shit, this shit gets published. Twilight's the sort of books that aspiring authors should read to say, hey, if this gets published, my piece of shit could get published too. That's the sort of feeling. And so when I heard about The Host, I'm like, oh my god, it's like an Animorphs ripoff, by Stephanie Meyer. So I love looking at ripoffs, and I love the joy and stupidity that was Twilight. So I'm like, I'll probably enjoy The Host, and none of the enjoyability. I've actually talked to people who also enjoyed Twilight sometimes in the manner I liked it, and they agreed that it was just boring. I didn't really find it boring, I just found it painful. And so I got to reading it because I thought I'd enjoy like Twilight, which wasn't the case. So yeah, I'm not hating on Stephanie Meyer, it's just this fucking book. And so I finished reading it, and for the first time I could not stay silent. I made a few Facebook videos. I posted a shitload on YouTube back in the day. My shame. So if you want to look back on my channel, you can find me ranting about everything about it, which I stopped because I would have to reread it again, which I didn't want to do. So yeah, I put it as an option for my Patreons to choose for reaching the milestone, because this is the reason I got into blogging. So if you love me or you hate me and you want to find the reason why I started, it's this book here. And yeah, I reached a milestone, but I'm sharing this video to everyone. So, yay. So what is The Host about? Basically, The Host is about this super special soul who is super special because every time she switches hosts, she goes to a different planet. So she's super experienced, but that's not shown in the book, because in the book she's just this, like a teenager. I'm going to mention that later on in this review. And so she's super special, and so she has to go on this super special assignment for this super special human who's able to keep her consciousness. And she's basically a bitch when the plot calls for it, and she's actually standable when the plot says okay. And so the human is called Melaine Strider, and she and Wanderer bond to the point where Wanderer leaves her whole society of souls behind, which is like, if you take Invasion of the Body Snatchers, everyone's, the invasion's finished and you just make it suckier. And the only one that really moves the plot along is the Seeker, and she's supposed to be vilified to such a point, and it's like, so the one who's moving this plot along is the one we're supposed to hate. And so Wanda and Mullane find Uncle Jeb, and they're allowed to continue to survive because plot convenience, because, you know, she has to survive. And so what happens after that? They bond with the community, and long story short, Wanda decides to leave Mullane's body, and as she basically says, hey, I'll give you the secrets of how to take souls out of bodies if you will take me out of Mullane and kill me. And so there's a shitload of overly dramatic, oh no, I would actually be sad if it's not like, this is a Stephenie Meyer book. It's obviously going to end with Wanda alive somehow, just like in Jane Austen novels. The couples that should get together by the end. Which is why I'm not a really big Jane Austen fan, but, you know, she actually has talent. I can say, Jane Austen, I don't really want to read you, but, you know, you got it where it counts, and I can see why you're praised. Oh, God. That's a story for another day. But yeah, that's basically it. So it ends all happy, and it turns out that Uncle Jeb's group thought that they were the only one with a soul. Turns out not to be a case, and it ends with them finding another group that also has a soul. And I believe the host was originally supposed to be part of a trilogy. So far, I have not heard any news of that trilogy continuing. And even while I love the host, I want to still read the sequels. Like, I am that much of a sucker for pain, because I'm like, I would want to see where this shit continued. And one of the main complaints I have about this book, one of them, I have many, like this review will cover barely half of this shit I have a problem with, is that something that bothered me before I could actually comprehend, you know, the stupidity, was that there's no real characters. I mean, like, there's characters, but they don't really have their own personalities. It's basically whatever is dramatically convenient is how the characters will act. If you need to know that a character is good, you know, is treating Wanda well, and therefore you should, like, whenever, fuck, the stupidity. Lord. So, like, if a character is treating Wanda good, that means you're supposed to like that character. So, that's how you find out how you're supposed to be feeling about a character. Which means that characters act out of character a lot. Uncle Jeb is supposed to be this super, you know, conspiracy theorist nut. So, he shouldn't have been the one to say, hey, Wanda, I should, you know, take you as a friend. Instead, it should have been Jared who comes out and says, Uncle Jeb, no, don't kill Wanda, you know, just because he loves Mullane really, really hard. And so that's how it should have done, and then Uncle Jeb grudgingly allowing it, and eventually we get to see the lovely personality of Uncle Jeb, who is actually one of the more enjoyable characters, but just that acting out of character really annoyed me. And I can actually see why they chose Jared to be the one that says, oh, I don't like Wanda, you know, kill her, because they need to have, you know, this whole romance thing, and will they or won't they, which ruins, you know, how Wanda should have approached Uncle Jeb's camp. And that's basically how every character acts. Like, so once I figured out that formula, it didn't annoy me as much, because I'm like, oh yeah, this is happening again, so why the fuck are you doing that? Why? Like, Mullane Strider, she's very bitchy for the most part, and there's a few points in the book where she's actually standable because dramatic convenience. Yeah, like at the ending when Wander kisses Ian because, oh no, she thinks she's going to die. Melaine is like, okay, fine, you can do that, even though she was totally against that with every other part of the book, including kissing Jared, which was totally fucking stupid. Like, hey, let me make sure I am covering that. Yeah, I'm going to cover that later on in this review. So, I am Jashikins. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe. Please comment below. Tell me what you thought about what I talked about, my incoherent rambling. Sorry. This book is just, it is horrible. It is. I'm sorry if the synopsis was all over the place, but I don't think the book really, really deserves that much dignity. So thank you for watching again, and there's links in the description which you should click and look at, and until next video, goodbye.